Hello, everybody. We're back with We Agnostic. This is one of those chapters, We Agnostic. And the way we're going to start this We Agnostic thing out is with the Serenity Prayer. Oh, no, not the set-aside prayer. God, please set aside everything I think I know about these steps, this book, this program, my disease, myself, and especially you, God, for an open mind, for a new experience about these steps. This book, this program, my disease, myself, and especially you, God. Please let me see the truth. And what the sponsor had me to write at the top of the book is like, my belief system of how I believe in God working or not working in my life. So it's like I want God to please reveal to me while I go through this on how you was working and not working in my life. But in this workbook, it have a different description of how to go about by this. Hopefully, in later shows, I'll be giving some of these away. And it has God please enable me to set aside everything I think I know for an open mind and a new experience. Help me see the truth about my need to come to believe in a power more greater than myself. Now, that last sentence, help me see the truth about my need to come to believe in a power more greater than myself, was all I had to look at with the instructions I got from my sponsor. Just that part. So, God, please reveal to me the truth about what I'm about to spend in We Agnostic. Now, check this out. What is a Gnostic? You may ask. Well, I wrote it right here. We Agnostic. A Gnostic is one that holds that the ultimate cause, God in parentheses, and the essential nature of things are unknown or unknownable, or that human knowledge is limited to experience. Now, human knowledge is limited to the experience. And we have countless evidence to prove that something's going on within this vast and broad universe that is unexplainable at times. Like when hurricanes and tornadoes are going and then a baby is gently placed in a tree. Stuff like that. All kind of havoc. Like person getting shot up and still walking and stuff like that. Just all kind of things. Cars missing people by inches. Or just unexplainable. So, in the We Agnostic chapters, see, coming to believe in a power more greater than yourself could restore me to some sanity after I have lived in insanity. Believing that the way I was living, panhandling, pushing bastards, it didn't start off like that. It started off with me always wanting to go to the liquor store while playing dominoes or cards or whatever we was doing and going out partying over the weekend. It started off real slow, drinking the light stuff, the Boone's Farms, the pink champagnes, the golden champagnes. Then later on, alcohol, cocaine, slowly, for surely, with the aid of a teacher or sponsor, revealed to me that I tapped into that being more of my higher power than anything else. It was like, some people have a saying like it's your courage juice. Like if I take one drink of some old late English and stuff and put a couple of double mint gums in my mouth, then I got the courage to just walk up to any of the females at a bus stop, at a mall, you name it, and then, and I wouldn't even stutter. And sometimes I get the right number, sometimes I get the wrong number, but I did have the courage to do it. Why? Why is because I done tapped into something from the outside to replace the bedevilments within me in the inside. So let's get down to this. We're agnostic. Let me see. I'm trying to look at all the underlined and highlighted spots. And I read all this, but if this be the case, you may be suffering from an illness by which only a spiritual experience could conquer. See, what it say here at the top in the preceding chapters, you have learned something of alcoholism, the I, self, and me. We hope that we have made it clear the distinction between the alcoholic, crackaholic, chopaholic, and the non-alcoholic, shopaholic. If when you honestly want to, you find you cannot quit entirely, or if when drinking you have little control over the amount you take, when drinking or shopping you have little control over the amount of times you shop, or amount of times you order cake, donuts, cookies, whatever, you are probably a cakeaholic, a crackaholic, or a shopaholic or something. Or burning up that credit cardaholic, or a gambleraholic. If that be the case, you may be suffering from an illness which only a spiritual experience could conquer. One who feels atheist or agnostic, that's the question. Such an experience seems impossible, but to continue as he has means disaster. So if I continue down this road, trying to nip this thing in the bud, stop it, and conquer it on my own, could a spiritual experience keep me from going to the LA County Jail? To the hospitals? What will it do? A spiritual experience got to interfere between me and the liquor store, the malls, whatever you may be going through. See, especially if he is a crackaholic, shopaholic, or whatever, of the hopeless variety, to be doomed to an alcoholic death or whatever, or live on a spiritual basis are not always easy alternative faiths. That's what it say right here. So I'm going to skip over this, and you can brush over it. But on the next page, this is the main problem. Lack of power. That was our dilemma. We had to find a power by which we could live. So we agnostics is talking about being agnostic. Is one that holds that, that these spiritual things cannot be something you can essentially proven. But now when you've been living an addictive life of torment with this malady, you need a spiritual experience by which you can could live. And it had to be a power more greater than MC, more greater than myself, more greater than my son, more greater than my mom, my dad, my brothers, my sisters, my best friend, any of my friends. It got to be a power more greater than my job, a power more greater than money, sex, everything. The power got to be more greater. But some people run up into these rooms and they be picking some of the things like, the chair. That chair is my higher power because that's the first chair I sat in when I came into the program, the doorknob. But what if I come and steal that higher power, or one of my friends or acquaintances come and steal that higher power? Then is it still your higher power? See, I'm just saying some things that you really got to look at. So, obviously, but there were, and how were they to find this power? So, well, that's exactly what this book is about. Its main object is to enable you to find a power greater than yourself, which will solve your problem. That means we have written a book which we believe to be spiritual as well as moral. See? So I'm going to leave it there. And it means, of course, we are going to talk about God. See? But coming to believe. Do I put a capital letter on this God? The book did. But I always like my sponsors to look at this experience with this God. Like, just leave it as a lower G because of one factor. You're coming to believe in a power more greater than yourself. So, so I'm not going to make this be that long, right? Is there some more stuff I'm supposed to be talking about over? Oh, I know what I want to mention. And here's that journal. And I think I'm going to do another one journal. The first half, when I got sober, like in September or something, I can't find that other part of the journal. But this one starts, like I said the other day. This is at December the 21st, 1998. And in that daily journal, let's see what MC was thinking about that day. 98 is right here. And what I was trying to write that day with my writing, well, it's neat writing, but man, I don't know how to pull no sentences together. The daily journal on the day of December the 21st, the first thing of business. I took care of the suggestion my roommate, Ruben P., asked me to do was to make sure to change my linen and told me in so many words that should take that I should take a bath. Man. And now I see that little things there have some meanings to it in recovery. At the age of 34, and I started to humble myself to what's going on around me in recovery. See, right in that part there, I had to humble myself because he been telling me and talking to me and making his concerns and demands. And sooner or later, I'm up here. See, he kept saying he smelled something like feet. Mind you, this is December the 21st. I entered the treatment center on September the 28th. And my feet been like on and off with him. I think I was in one room and they moved me to his room. It was 2-man room. Then I thought it was my shoes. And then so I went and bought the wrong foot stuff for my feet. And then it still kept lingering around. So, that used to annoy me like a mother. And here's the other stuff I wrote. And I also made amends to Lucy. I forgot who is Lucy. About my responsibility of when I was cheered. I think she was one of the volunteers. Yeah, volunteer staff, in which the way I felt gratitude on that, and I played my manners towards the authority. So it allowed me to humble myself to authority aloud and told me it was part to be felt that I have learned from my write-up. Yeah, I got a write-up. So Lucy wrote me up, roommate wrote me up, and I didn't get to go home that Christmas weekend. And this is what I wrote it should do after the program hours are over, with which I was to go to the 99-cent only store, and man, I used to wait up store and buy what I need in my recovery, and I was astonished. I spelled that wrong. That I had went up and made it back, especially when I was feeling some while taking notes in group on the film about the 6 and 7 step. Yeah, they showing us films in there about other steps that we ain't even in. And now that at a certain time, to me that I have to be honest about the bad things that happen in my life. So I can work at the new things to do. And I'm going through a prayer. Hey, going to a new experience with an open mind, with willingness is a big part of my recovery. Just for today, I give thanks. Fools, these tools in my life. Look at that crazy stuff I be running. And with that, I like to thank y'all for showing up to the show. We're going to do some more reviewing up on this. And I'm going to get back. I might open up live in a few seconds. Until then, peace out. Keep coming back or stay.